have now interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you.
So Roscoe, what in the hell is going on in this world, bro? You brought something to my attention the other day from a podcast called The Saint and the Sinner. And he had a group on there. It was called the Progressive Love Academy. And they're headed up by a female polygamist by the name of Kenya Stevens. When you first pointed me out to this particular show, I was kind of tripping out at how the host of the show went in on this group, calling the men beta males for allowing themselves to share the same woman. And I'm going to share some clips, but with a situation like this on this particular show, with this Progressive Love Academy and everything that was going on there, are we just in a new age where people are wanting their cake and eat it too? Like, what's going on out here? What's your opinion? What's going on, Kana?
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great, blessed, and highly favored. You know, I ain't got no complaints.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So let me just get started by saying that we may be in a new age, if you will, a new sexual revolution that may have come about where people are trying some new stuff. So maybe this is the evolution of that, I suppose, or people are trying to make this a normal thing, you know, maybe these people at least. So, yeah, Kenya Stevens is her name.
Yes.
You know, I like how you referred to them as the merry band, you know, like that's some type of Robin Hood crew or something. You know
what's so funny? As much as I called them the merry band, if you watch that podcast, and I will have it in the description of this show, but as I watched that particular podcast, she was the only one that was exuberant. The men and the other woman in the group were very lethargic, like almost they didn't buy into it. She was the true enthusiast, and that's the reason I say that. I was trying to be facetious, if you will.
Yeah, no, but the guy who was doing the interview on the Saint and the Sinner, which is a podcast that I actually am a fan of. I like the guy, Marquette Burton, I believe is his name. But he was actually putting these people on the spot, you know, for their ideologies, you know, and just calling it out for what it was or what he saw it to be in his eyes. So he really put the pressure on these people. And yeah, you know, the lady Kenya Stevens was the only one who seemed to be attacking this whole situation with any exuberance, as you say. But the rest of these people, they were just looking like awestruck, if you will, or taken back by the fact that he was coming at them the way that he was. But I don't want to, you know, ramble. I want to give Miss Kanai a chance to give her opinion on this situation. So,
yes, I watched it yesterday. My cousin sent me that video, and I took a look at it. I am familiar with Marquette. I'm sorry. I am familiar with Marquette Burton. He's actually from LA. Yeah, I kind of think that right now, you know, it's funny that it's a woman doing it, and I forget the term for it when a woman does it. It's not polygamy. It's
polyamorous, I believe. Is polyandry or something like that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to butcher it, but you know, I think women are fake. And I think some women are just fake, because I think the problem here is when you see a woman like that trying to do, you know, basically what men do. This is what men do. Men have multiple women, you know, and whether or not that we're crossing over to that, I'm not really sure. And I don't think that would really last if women would do that, something like that. But that would just mean that the men are changing then. But, you know, I think that women are just not keeping it real with themselves. I think they have a lot of insecurities. I think that they're trying too many things that are different just to try to gain some power and some control over the most powerful being on the planet, and that's a man.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a man that women are jealous of, a man that women want to compete with, a man that they want to be just like. Why? It's just like a man wants to be like a woman. Why? So even though, although we're going over to these different types of styles of relationship, different kinds of ways to have sex, I think people's appetites are getting out of control, for one. And I think people's ideas are getting out of control when they cannot get satisfied. See, when you can't get satisfied, then you keep going to this level, this level, this level, this level. And everyone has like an insignificant hole and they can't get them filled.
Wait, I'm glad you said that about not being satisfied, because it's something I want to share later. But before I get there, I want to share a few clips from The Saint and the Sinner. And I want you guys, just to give your brief assessment of what's going on here. Okay? Let's go.
For my tribe to step up and do what they're supposed to do in terms of protecting the entire tribe, period.
I find it strange that you all use the term king and queen when in reality, we all know that a king is a singular ruler and the queen is subject to the king. And all within that polity are subject to the king. There's only one king in a nation, whereas you're sitting right next to another guy who's also slaying your woman. And that's not what kings do. So why even adopt this terminology when it's a lie?
Yeah, but I'm the king of what?
So I just wanted to say, this brother, he totally threw that whole term in their face, said, "You're no king. A king does not allow another man to slay his woman." That's one of the biggest problems with this polyamory that I see. And I'll go in deeper later, but what's your take, Roscoe?
Me, I'm somebody who, as a man, I'm more than comfortable with the idea of just dealing with one woman, So, and and that's not to say when I was younger, that may not have been the case so much. I grew and I had to learn, but yeah, no, you come to realize that having these multiple partners and multiple relationships is actually taxing from an energy standpoint, if nothing else, So that's one thing. But just from a spiritual level, I don't know if it's really the way to go, because again, like as I was finna go into, you become comfortable with the idea of being with one person as a man, because you wouldn't need all these other things if you're making the right choice in a woman, and that woman is bringing all the things to the table that she needs to. Then there's really no need for to have these extra things. That's just as Kanai said, these are people that are just being greedy.
What you got, cousin?
And if I may, I heard everything Roscoe said, and I do agree with it. And I'm glad to hear him say that he is okay with having one woman. I mean, you don't really hear that a lot coming from men, especially our black men. You don't hear that a lot. It's not that, black men are the only ones that like more than one woman, but it's good to hear a brother say that I like the idea of a traditional type of style of one woman, so thank you for that, Roscoe. Hey, so anyway, yeah, I like how Brother Marquette, I gotta give it up to him. I hope he tunes into this show. Brother Marquette, shout out to you, brother. You were really pushing those people in the corner with their nasty concepts. I'm just gonna keep it real, because
that's what he called them too, pretty much.
Huh?
I said that's what he called them too. So
yeah, he called them nasty, and yeah. I'm glad he called them nasty, because see, it's a delusional. They were all delusional. It's like it's a female over there. No, it ain't. That ain't no woman. That's a bird. You know what I mean? It's a dog over there. No, that ain't no dog. That's a cow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all sleeping together. She done turned these two men out. You know, she done turned these two men out. She got dildos ramming up there behind the other one, talking about he's not a homosexual. Well, if you in the bed with this other man, that's a
Well,
homosexual.
wait. Let's stop there because they said they don't sleep with other men. So I don't want to put out any misinformation. But I'm glad you.
Well, they said they didn't do it, but see, what they're doing is they're not calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? They're not calling it that. This is just something that they're doing, and it's like, it's just what they do. It's not black, it's not white, it's not a pig, it's not a cow. It's just, it is what it is.
No,
you know
it's whatever.
I mean?
It's whatever she say it is. Apparently, you know, this lady Kenya is definitely the spokesperson and the ringleader of this whole thing. So you know, she's kind of the Sith Lord that's and the puppeteer that's controlling all these people and got them kind of moving to her beat, you know. And shout out to Zanzibar, by the way. What's up, Zanny? What's the difference? You gotta be a little more elaborate, I think, because I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that when you say that, but we'll get deeper into that. But yeah, no, this situation with these people is just crazy.
It's a bunch of confusion, and it's nasty. And like I was just saying, I'm glad Brother Marquette put them in check, even with the whole thing of being a king. You know what I mean? She made one good point, and the one good point that she did make was about the men and the community. Now, that was a good point. I don't know how she did that. I don't know how she made that intelligent comment like that with all this other stuff she got going on, but you know, I'm glad that she did make that comment, because it made sense as far as, you know, why aren't the men taking care of the community and the women and children and all of that? That's how you get a kingdom, blah, 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 blah. I get that. That makes sense. Okay. But at the same time, in no kingdom is a king allowing a queen to run him.
Right.
Now, on a chessboard, if we look at the chessboard, the queen is to protect the king. Now, it's all how you look at that. But the queen ain't really gotta protect the queen, the king, just to say that I'm protecting him, I'm the boss, I control everything, I'm in charge. You know, that's not what that is. A woman does protect her household and her man and her kids in a different way, though. You know, so
let me stop you right there because I want to play the next video before we get too far gone. Okay. So check it out.
For me, sex equals creativity. So the more sexual energy that I have, it's really connected me to source. So when I think of sex, I don't think of penis and vagina. When I think of sex, I think of communing with nature. I can have sex lying on the ground with nature, or sex having a conversation with my co-wife, or having a conversation with anyone. It really doesn't equate to penis and vagina for me. We practice tantric sex. So Tantra is a form of connecting to actual source energy through sexuality.
And to be blunt, gentlemen, when you're listening to this, do you think, God, that's some bullshit? Or are you like in your head like, oh, this makes sense? Because when I heard that, I was like, this is some bullshit. You know, when we're talking about sex, we're speaking of copulation, intercourse, penis and vagina. We're not speaking of anything involving spaceships. Now, see, the thing for me, if I was in your home, which obviously I wouldn't be, but if I was a part of this this sex swingers cult that you have here, I feel like my nickname in your house would have to be me first. You know, because when you're running a train on a chick, nobody wants to go caboose, which is the last guy in, right? You know, you're sticking the fish stick and all that whipped cream that's been left over. That's, I think, what people find viscerally disgusting.
So I just want to say this. First of all, they are confusing tantric sex. Tantric sex is not something that you can just do with everyone. The one thing that comes to mind, did you guys ever see the movie Avatar?
I didn't watch it.
Yes, I did.
You did. So Roscoe,
I know about tantric sex though.
So you remember in the movie Avatar when they had the little braid or the little tail or whatever, and how they connected to one person,
right?
And they were bonded for life till death,
right?
That's the way tantric sex usually works. It's not something you can do like how Oprah was like, you get a car, you get a car. It's not like you get to have tantric sex, you get to have tantric sex. She's totally misconstruing what tantric sex is supposed to be. And so just from that standpoint, not the fact that Marquette was talking about running the trains and the juices and all this other stuff, but even from an energetic standpoint, this is like a cluster copulation. If I can sit up here and keep it PG for the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, she's got these guys totally confused. First of all, she's got them so brain blended, if you will. But she's got their mind so mushed up that they done changed their names around. I think the one guy on that's on the far right, that guy, his name is Carl, but he didn't rename himself Rakim something or another, Stay Cool or something like that. But then you got the other guy on the far left with this crazy name, Tiger Moonstone. Like his name is Tiger
Moonstone.
Tiger Moonstone is his name, and he's at some point in the video he suggests that he's from the streets, which he's a very flimsy dude, so that's a whole nother thing. But I thought that was comical, just seeing the reaction, how these guys reacted, not only to Kenya and her, kind of overrunning them in their conversations, or whenever there was something asked, she was always the one to answer the questions, but they were taken aback by just the attack on by Marquette, if you will. So that whole thing was just funny to me.
Yes.
Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
Are you gonna call out that comment? Go ahead, cousin.
No, it just says if he has multiple women, what's the difference between what he's doing and what the quad couple is doing? I don't know. That's a very good question.
because apparently the difference is at some point they're sleeping with one another. They don't look at each other as male and female. They don't look, just like she said, a penis is not a penis to her. A woman is not a woman to her.
That's what she's selling them guys.
The difference is Marquette is saying, I'm sleeping with a woman. I'm not sleeping with no dog. Okay. He's making a difference. And yeah, he may have some other women, but he may not be sleeping with all of them in the same bed. And maybe he may be. But when he says women, I just assume that he's saying that I date and I have people that I go out with, and we do our thing one-on-one. Who knows? We don't know that. But at the same time, what I did want to say is about that tantra. I'm not gonna go deep spiritually on this, but just looking at her and listening to her and looking at the way that are the things that I do know about that tantra stuff and about sex magic, because that's what it is. She's a succubus. She has a succubus spirit on her. I'm sorry, but she does. And that's that I can go deeper with that, but I'm not, but at the same time, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's some deep sexual things beyond sex, but it's the mindset. It's just like Common. Erykah Badu, I don't know what she did to Andre 2000, 4000, what's his name? I don't know what she did to him, and I don't know what she did to Common, but every man that she touched, you got to pay attention to the pattern when women are in relationship with some of these men. Some of these men did walk in a relationship as an alpha, but these women are using witchcraft, and that's all she's using is magic. She's using sex, tantra sex, but it's a spiritual connotation to it. It's deeper than this. Okay.
Well, let me stop you there because I'm glad you said that, because I want to play a couple more clips that might explain why Kenya is the way she is. Check it out.
The direct result of probably some things that are not good. And my view is that it's coming from trauma. And in this quotation, you write that you started your sexual experience at age 8 with a female. School me on that one, because I think a lot of folks, including myself, would find that to be early.
I know for sure from coaching thousands and thousands of couples over the past 17 years as my husband and I have run our business is that sex is natural and it starts with children very young, playing with each other, cousins, playing house, playing doctor. If you didn't do any of those things, I certainly understand. I did those things and I enjoyed it very much. I know that babies touch themselves, young kids touch themselves. Usually parents say, stop it. Don't touch yourself. Like, don't touch a part of your body. Like that part of your body is bad or it's wrong to feel sexually. Rubbing up against the couch or having movements, that stimulate the clitoris. The clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings. So women start very much earlier than men.
And I'll play the second clip. Hold on.
The clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings. So women start very much earlier than men.
May I swing you back to the core question, which was, is 8 years old too early to have sexual experiences with other human beings?
Not in my view. I feel it's natural to explore sexuality at that age. Absolutely. Every counsel, every person I've ever coached has done that. I don't know anybody who didn't have
you
those
coaching some special people, because when I was 8 years old, I was trying to learn how to ride a bike. It seemed like you was trying to learn how to ride other things. So like,
so as we can see,
I love this dude, man.
Man, he's so blunt.
Wait, cuz. So
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't saying nothing.
As we can see, there's been some trauma in Kenya's life early on. Some things that she probably needs to address. Because like I said, when you watch this video as the audience, when you watch the video, you see she's really the only one from this community that has the energy. Like, she's so excited. And the one thing that I didn't put on here is how not only is she having sex with these men in her home, but she also takes to Tinder and dates other men outside of her so-called marriage. That is truly narcissistic behavior, psychopathic behavior. You have people at home, like I said, it's like have your cake and eat it too. But she has multiple cakes and she's eating them all. She's like, she's like Pac-Man out here, eating all these men. But go ahead. Greedy. Go ahead, Roscoe.
She greedy. Like I said before, so this is a chick who's for some type of way has convinced her husbands that
I was just gonna say she toxic.
She is. And shout out to OG Zoe, by the way. That's my dog. That's one of my dogs. What's up to you? But is
that Zoe?
Yeah, that's our boy. Yeah.
Hey,
but this lady is extremely toxic, extremely poison, and has convinced these guys that it's not about the sex, but but like Joe, and what's up, Z? Yeah, we have Z that then popped in, but she's convinced these guys that it's not about the sex, and that's completely not the case, or she wouldn't be out here venturing off into these dating sites like Jovi, Apocalypto just alluded to. So it's crazy the way that she's got this whole group kind of warped mentally and kind of diluted their thinking and got them thinking that this whole situation is okay when especially the one guy, Tiger Moonstone, he looks like he's trapped up somewhere. You know what I mean? He looks like one of those Stockholm syndrome people. Like really, he want to blink his eyes to signal to let me come in.
He got that fluoride stare, Roscoe.
No, he got that look, man. That look in his eye, like, man, if I look the wrong way, I just better have a blank stare. Because if I look the wrong way, she gonna say something. She gonna say something. But she just got these people just gone in the head, and there's no other way to explain it. It's not a lifestyle. Again, that's for me. But if other people want to do this, we are in a free country. So
can I just say one thing?
Say it.
So I wanted to go back because you said you was going to show me, how this woman even got involved with something like this. But see, I'm gonna have to go deeper, and I'm gonna have to keep it real, because see, a lot of these people, they are functional dysfunction. no person. They are functional dysfunctionals. She's a toxic person, like we just said. And see, what they do is they front, because under all of that, I'm the boss, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm got these people in control. Because see, you see how she's holding their arms. She got her hand all locked into the man, and then she got her hand locked into she's the one that's orchestrating all of this stuff. But that woman has gone through some kind of traumatic experience in her life to even want to be in a position like that, to rule over or rule or control or so-called help people. I've helped couples. Because see, what people like that do is they hurt people, right? And then they teach other people how to hurt people. I've helped. How have you helped somebody else be successful in relationships when they having sex with people and they don't even call it a penis or a vagina? I don't get that. So she's a hurt person.
Yeah,
she's
no,
toxic.
the clip just stated, Kanai, that it comes from, you know, look at how young she was when she started up doing her thing, you know.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, her how young
that's
she
where
was.
the toxicity comes from, you know.
That's right.
You start off as an 8-year-old sexually, you know, that kind of changes, you know, your trajectory, if you will. You know,
the dynamic, because something was going on in her household to even think that it was okay for 8-year-old children to explore. Now, let me keep it real. Okay, I was 8. Now, I ain't saying nobody in here will try to touch me either. Okay, but I knew better. Okay, that's something that you don't feel comfortable about. You don't just go and hump on somebody, or let somebody hump on you. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, so there was a problem in that household. I don't know if her daddy touched her mama touched her, the woman at the church touched her, somebody did something. And usually what these type of people do is they get hurt in the church, or they get hurt somewhere else in their home, and then they make, it's just like an R. Kelly thing. They try to make something of it. They don't want to be the victim. They want to be the person that pursues their victims, preying like a predator.
Here, we're gonna do this, Kanai. We're gonna let Z get a chance to
I'm gonna shut up right now.
You know, because she been chilling, she been waiting patiently. So go ahead, Z.
Well, she just got in here. Hey, how you doing?
Hi everybody. Yeah, I did just get in the midst of it all. I watched the whole video. It was crazy. I didn't agree with either one of them, to be honest. But I will say this: I didn't take it as Marquette saying like he just dates. I took it that he had multiple women, so it kind of like threw his point out the window. You know what I mean? Like, why is it okay for you to dibble and dab in different people as a man, and why does that give you a greater manhood? But you have these people over here that are basically doing the same thing, except a parent woman is leading it, and now it's disgusting. Personally, I think it's disgusting either way, but I don't know. It looked like a power struggle. I have more women than you. I'm balling. It just sounds real juvenile. I didn't buy what she was talking about either, about the tantric sex. Like, you're not having tantric sex with multiple people. You're just not.
I was just gonna say that might be part of her delusion.
No, and it probably is. I mean, especially when she started talking about her 8-year-old experience, you know, and touching herself and touching other people and all that. I mean, just because children might be curious doesn't mean it's okay. You know, we want to keep children's innocence as long as possible. So being sexually liberated at 8 is disgusting. And I don't know why she's so comfortable even saying that. That was odd right there. But yeah, I didn't agree with either one of them are saying, but I'm over here trying to play catch up. So
I wanted to kind of shift the conversation a little bit, because the polyamory, this is like when a woman is heading up the polygamous compound and whatnot, but it speaks to the fact that she's not satisfied. That's why she's out in the streets. That's why she has multiple husbands and a co-wife, or whatever the case may be. But I started looking up some information. Y'all know me. I can't help it.
Why is she not satisfied? That's the question.
Well, I found a study. It says only 2 in 5 women are fully satisfied after sex with their partner. This is from a study. This is from a study that was done a couple of years ago. And it brings out, it says, according to research performed as part of Ann Summers' recent Pleasure Positive project, 4 in 5 women, 81%, are not comfortable telling their significant other that they aren't having enough orgasms. Similarly, only 2 in 5 women say that they were fully satisfied after having sex with their partner. For what it's worth, 52% of men say that they are usually satisfied after sex with their partner. So half of men and only 2 out of 5 women are satisfied. Could that be why there's been this uptick in polyamory and the desire of it? We know women cheat at the same rate as men. They have side dudes at the same rate that men have side chicks. Could it be that there's a lack of satisfaction in the bedroom, and that these women, they spoke on this on the show, how the woman, she had sex more than once a day with different men. And so could it be that because women are not sexually satisfied, that they want this polyamory going on in their bedroom? At least this group is has it out front. Other people just sneak and hide. What's y'all's take on this?
Yeah. Well, you can go ahead, Z. I'm sorry.
How you know I was gonna start talking? That's funny. Yeah. I think I agree on the orgasm. I don't think most women aren't sexually satisfied with their partner, and nobody wants to tell their partner that you're trash in bed. As far as the cheating goes, I think I was telling Roscoe and you, Jovan, a few weeks ago,
Apocalypto. Don't use my government.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's out there now.
Exposed.
It's out there.
My bad. You didn't hear that. No, so like I said, men are applauded for having multiple women or having multiple female experiences at a younger age versus women being shamed for it. But at the same rate, it's like, well, where is the compatibility? Because if you're allowed to and she's not, where do you guys meet? So I didn't even know women cheat at the same rate as men do. But if that's true and it's hidden, that's probably why. It goes with what's her name? Brittany Renner or Jenner?
Renner. Yeah.
Renner. Okay. So Brittany Renner, for example, like she's being slut and hoe shamed nonstop. You know what I mean? But if a man, Jay-Z cheats or Rick Ross cheats or whoever cheats, Donald Trump cheats, nobody, you hear it and then it's gone. You know what I mean? But a woman cheating, a woman having multiple dudes, you're disgusting, right? But you as a man are able to dibble and dab into everything and it's applauded. So that probably is a reason why so many women aren't speaking up about that, aren't talking about it. Not saying that it's right. I don't agree with it, but I'm just saying the reason why it's so hidden. A lot of men are also very aloof, right? I think women, they could dream about their man cheating and they just know, versus men, y'all have no idea. She could be dressed differently, get a new perfume, whole schedule switched up, and you will have no idea that your wife or your girlfriend is cheating on you. What was the original question, though?
So what you're saying is men are oblivious. You think we get too comfortable in relationships and we lose sight of our woman?
No, yeah, I want to say this about that. I do think as men, I think that we have to get better at making women comfortable enough to be truthful and more upfront and when it comes to sex. Because I think that's kind of what leads to like some of these sexual issues with us. Women aren't made to feel comfortable enough to really tell like guys what they want to do because they scared that this dude gonna flip out. He gonna look at me another type of way. So instead of telling him what she really wants to do, she's kind of playing it safe, and so. No, she's not going to be satisfied at the end of the day and kind of has to just deal with it when for us, shit, once we bust this, we good. So You know,
OG Zoe used an analogy. It says that a key that can open many locks is a master key, but a lock that can be opened by many keys is just a shitty lock. He's equating the lock to the female sex organ. If many men can have access to her, that is a shitty lock.
Yeah, no.
And that's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Roscoe.
No, no, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's why. That's why Marquette kept calling them nasty. See, the thing is that women who have this kind of mindset and have this thing where they think they can just go out here and do what men do, they really playing themselves. Women are not like men. We're different. Men can go out there and use their key and stick it in a lock and take it out and will never talk to you again and won't feel nothing about it. And women can do it too, but but this got to come from somewhere though.
I'm not like that. I'm a different kid.
But a woman, she gonna get a deposit. She gonna get some emotion. She's gonna get some attachment. The only way that a woman can run around like this here woman is to just have a straight up whole mindset. And that whole mindset had to come from being sexually promiscuous at a very, very young age, because somebody took that innocence from that woman.
Well, before we even
they trying to make it okay. It's not okay.
Before we go there, because we're actually rehashing old points at this point. But I will say this, in my experience,
my fault.
It's all good, cuz it's good. It's in my experience, it's like this. Men are not as emotional as women. I know from people that I've known, male and female, when men cheat on their women, they can cheat on their wife and then go back home, sacrifice for her, give his all. He'll put his life on the line for her because he loves her. That's his woman. But when women cheat, they usually get emotionally attached. And it is hard for them to separate their emotion from that person because it was already a journey for her to get to that point to say, yeah, this is a viable candidate. But I wanted to share something with you all. Once again, just trying to shift the conversation. It's a video that I want to play for you all. And I want your honest reaction after you hear this. Check it out. Hold on.
So you're leaving your woman because you found out she cheated on you. Common cheating. Look, I need modern men to understand one thing, that cheating is in the DNA of women. Women are naturally promiscuous. Even the Bible says it. Women are the weaker sex. We are weak. We cannot control ourselves. Leaving her for another woman is pointless because it rains everywhere. You leave her for Susan. Susan is eventually going to cheat on you. You leave Susan for Mary. Mary is eventually going to cheat on you because it is ingrained in our DNA. Women, we like variety. We cannot be eating one meal throughout the year. It's not possible. So instead, go into your prayer closet. Enter into your war room, go on your knees and ask God to give you an endurance spirit so that you'll be able to endure it because it's not going to change. Secondly, you need to have a deep introspection with yourself. What am I doing that is pushing my woman into another man's arms? Do I need to work out more, get in shape? Do I need to dress better? Do I need to pamper her some more? Do I need to spoil her more? Take her on more vacations, etc., etc. The third thing you can do is to do your own research and find out who this side man is. Go and approach him as a man and see if you can find tips and learn from him on how to please your woman and make her content. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to an understanding that women are naturally polygamous. We are naturally promiscuous. Just deal with it. Don't pay attention to all these men's rights activists trying to teach you your rights and teaching you self-esteem. They are single, bitter, sex-starved.
What's your take, Roscoe?
You know what? I kind of agree with this lady. I kind of agree with this lady. I think that I'm surprised by the fact that she's being upfront about, you know, how promiscuous women are being. You know, it really has me thinking, because, and it has me thinking of a conversation that we had before, Z, about how women think of marriage now, and that whole I guess I'm kind of still old school and kind of left back in my thinking, because I was thinking that women were still being prepped for marriage, when she's kind of saying the opposite of that. You know, of what I'm thinking. You know, how I'm thinking women are moving. So it's a shock to hear that, but yeah, no, everything else that she's saying, you know, about how it can't. No, it's cool. It just kind of alludes when she got to the end about how men need to be more in tune with how they're pleasing a woman and that type of stuff, and I think that that's true. Again, to what I was saying about having a woman be open with you and allowing that comfort, so they can tell you kind of what they want. So yeah, once you got that going on, you'll be in a good space. But if you not in that space, then more than likely they're gonna find their pleasure somewhere else. So
what you got, Kana?
On what the lady said?
Yes. I saw you having a hard time listening.
I don't know. I just
you zoned out on us.
The way I'm looking at it, you know, from what she said and what she compared it to, I don't really agree that women are naturally polygamous. I do not agree with that. It takes a woman a lot to really step outside of her relationship, and if she does do it, there is a reason why she's doing it. She know the reason why she's doing it. It's just like she said, because after she said that, she also said, "Man, what are you doing for your woman to be pushed over into another man's, bosom?" Now, I'm not blaming a man, but women are not naturally polygamous. Women want to be with their men, and they want to be with a man that they're in love with. And when they're in love with that man, they're not gonna stray away. Now, I can't just speak for myself, and I can speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody else, but I do see now that, you know, especially in this generation, and then they hit it back then a lot. You know, a lot of women are just out there, but there's a reason why, and I don't believe that reason is because they're naturally polygamous. There's emptiness. There's no fulfillment. There's no substance. There's no teaching. There's not teaching you how to be a lady. There's no father in their life. There's other things, but it's not because they're naturally polygamous. I don't agree with that.
What you got, Z?
I feel like it's low key in retaliation. So back to saying a lock that opens for many keys is a shitty lock, period. Why are you sticking your key in so many locks? So my thing is the like this is the
I got a lot of houses.
This is, you know, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. So you have to accept that men are going to sleep around and do whatever, but you as a woman have to be faithful and sit there and deal with it and emotionally bond and emotionally latch on to somebody that's never going to be faithful to you. So are women being prepped to be wives? No, probably not. 2021, probably not. But do women still want to be wives? Absolutely. I think women still want to be wives, but how men and women view marriage, a lot of men view marriage like it's a punishment versus women look at it like it's a reward. So how are we supposed to be on the same page if you are allowed to, as a man, have multiple women? Because let's say you, Roscoe, you got multiple wives, you sticking your key in her lock, and in her lock, you might give her a yeast infection. That's also not clean. Because her ecosystem of her body is different from that lady and that lady and that lady. But that's what's accepted. You know what I mean? So when I was watching the video with Marquette, I realized a lot of manhood had to deal with either the control of a woman, your woman talking over you, you ain't no man. How many women you have? I got 15 women. Like it was so stupid. Both of them looked really ridiculous to me, but the response looked more retarded because you only want it when it's happening for your way, and that's what bothered me. I don't think either way is acceptable, but I'm saying for you to sacrifice how she's feeling and what she wants and what she thinks in order to feed your ego and your pride to have multiple women, to me, that's trash. To me, the only way that it will work is 1-on-1, not 1 and 5 or 4 and 8, whatever group relationship that they got going on. You know what I mean? But just 1-on-1, and that it looks like men don't want that. Or now you're a trash woman because now I'm showing you a mirror. I'm doing what you're doing and you don't like it. So are you gonna stop? No. Or maybe, I don't know, eventually, hopefully. You know what I mean? If you get a taste of your own medicine long enough, but this is where you have these slut walks coming from. Now women don't care. You can call me a slut, you can call me a hoe, because I'm doing exactly what you doing. Are men called hoes? No, but y'all be doing a lot of hoeing. You know
Well,
what I
they
mean?
do. They do call us hoes. We just don't care.
Now, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And women are starting not to care too. So when you told me the statistic, which I've heard before, that 50% of women cheat, or it's on the same level as men cheating, women were scared to be called, or looked at in a funny way, or called a Jezebel and all that kind of stuff. But now Amber Rose got her slut walk, and she crying at the end of her slut walk. Brittany Renner talking about she doesn't mind, being called a hoe. Women just stop caring because the emotional and mental sacrifice that you have to go through when you're dealing with, I know all men aren't like this, but there's such a volume of men that do not respect women or even view women as people. I feel like that's where all this retaliation is coming from, at least in my eyes. It may not be natural, but I feel like it is socially taught for both men and women. That's what I'll say.
So let me interrupt you because we are coming up on 50 minutes, and I just want to unpack that last video a little bit. I think the woman is coming from a place of failure. If you really listen to what she's saying, she does have a Nigerian accent. You might have to go back and watch the video once it's uploaded. But what she's essentially saying is that women are weak. She's saying, like, she's quoting the Bible when it says women are the weaker vessel. But that's not what the scriptures are saying. It's just saying that they're not as strong as men. Because what she's not accounting for is the fact that we are humans. We are not animals. She's talking about impulsivity. Whenever you're talking about impulsivity, you're talking about instinct. That's what an animal does. An animal acts on impulse. But she also goes to the point of hold on. She also goes to the point of talking about how a man should get down on his knees and pray to God for strength to understand that his woman is going to cheat. She didn't say that she should get down on her knees and pray for strength not to be a cheater. I feel like both men and women should pray for that same strength. Mm-hmm. But she's saying that men should pray for the acceptance of his woman to be a cheater. And then she goes all the way to left field and says, maybe you should go talk to the side dude. What does any self-respecting man look like going to go talk to another man that's banging his woman? That was just stupid, beyond stupid, stupid within stupid. And so that woman is coming from a place of hurt. And a lot of women are like that. Z brought up how Amber Rose, she's at the end of her slut walk. Right now, she's on IG stories complaining how all she's running into is F-boys. But she wasn't saying that when she was telling young women to try to emulate men. See, the thing about it is all men don't cheat. There are a lot of faithful men out here. But the women usually go for the high value man, the man that has a lot of women coming after him. And because he has a lot of women coming after him, he has more options than that other guy who's probably not as good looking. Me and Roscoe talk about how a lot of women want the 6'6" man, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, 6-pack abs. But that's not realistic for the majority of women. They don't even like their bilateral equal. They want the person that's above them, when realistically they should be looking at somebody who's on their level. Women are the gatekeepers when it comes to sex. And that's why the onus is on them to protect their womb from F-boys, if you will. You have to vet people. You can't just sit up here and say, "Ooh, he's cute. He said a few nice words to me." I just got done watching Thelma and Louise. And Thelma, a married woman in the movie, allowed Brad Pitt to talk her out of her drawers. And he stole $6,000 from her. And those type of scenarios happen every day. And that's why we have this particular narrative out in the world. This right here is a discussion that can go on and on. I just wanted to touch bases with it. We want you to talk about it in the comments. We will revisit this subject again. But until that day comes, we want you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get our shows when they're released. Warheads out.
We have now interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you